And we are off into game 2 here. For those of you who are just joining us, we're into Game 2 of the Rising Madness tournament here. We'll be watching Kessler as the blue... Wow, I can't even keep track of colors. The green Protoss in the bottom right versus Krom, the orange Zerg in the top left. And we're going to take it away from here. Krom... I've seen him play before. Truth be told, I can't remember what he did before. And Kessler... I've never seen him before.
Krom is a high silver, low gold level Zerg player. He oftentimes helps us set up some of these tournaments and just likes to try and recruit people to come in because he likes what we're doing and stuff like that. He's good friends with our website designer actually, which is Loot. So Krom just part of the home team, so definitely. Probably got some people rooting for him right now. But this is a really unique map here. I really actually like it. It's a smaller sized map. Got some easy expansions. Pretty decently easy to defend all 3 of your expansions up until you get to your 4th. That's when things start getting kind of crazy since it's so far out there. The gold actually closer than your... than the natural 4th would be. So the gold oftentimes being taken as the 4th, but the gold separated by this big old island thing in the middle. That's what I was trying to say there.
Right. Looks like Krom is going to be going for some metabolic boost very, very quickly as soon as that spawning pool comes up. And if we look at what Kessler is up to, as a gateway on the way up, is going for pretty much standard Protoss play. He's got that 50, it's actually a 14 assimilator, and he's got a gateway. Looks like, is that actually walled off? I can't tell, and I'm not familiar enough with this map to know if that's walled off or not.
I don't think it is. I think there's a small space right here that you can just squeeze through.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm guessing where he's got that Q2 for his Zealot to pop out here. That's probably where the gap is. You're probably right there. Looks like Krom has moved his Overlord down into position. He's going to be able to take a look into the base now and just see what's up. And immediately Krom going for that metabolic boost, not pulling these drones off. So we're probably going to see some pretty quick roach play coming out of Krom in this game, as you're going to need that gas to fund the roach building process. And he's got his queen coming out. Interestingly enough, one thing to take note of, Kessler has gone very, very quickly for the second gas before even another gateway, not even bothering to go for that warp gate technology as of yet. And I don't know if this is part of a planned build or if...
Yeah, it just looks like Kessler... just a little bit slow in the reaction of starting that warp gate, but he has started it now, and hopefully he'll be chronon boosting that out. Krom doing his signature pressure at the beginning of the game. Hopefully Kessler has this Zealot down here on hold position. Take a look here. He sure does, but there still is, I believe, a small gap, enough for them to squeeze through. I believe that is too wide there.
If not, he will definitely have to be careful that Krom doesn't just go for this gateway. I mean, if he just hits that gateway... Yeah, he's testing to make sure that Zealot has the hold position on, and that is the case. Krom is going to immediately tech to layer, and that is really fast. Not even going to go for the roach one before he puts that down, so super, super fast on that layer, and his natural is almost complete. Looks like Krom is going to content himself with waiting with these 3-lings. Looks like one of them must have gotten picked off. Yep, by that sentry. And he's going to content himself with these 3-lings at the back, going to make sure he knows exactly when Kessler goes for that.
And there goes the Roach Warren being laid down by Krom. That's definitely a smart idea. Any pressure right now from Kessler, even with that small amount of units, would have probably done some pretty serious damage to Krom.
Although Kessler is laying down this Expo, he doesn't see these 3 Zerglings, and they're going to know exactly what's going on with this Nexus going down. And looks like he might try and poke in.
Oh!
He's going to make it into the base. He's only got 2, but 2 Zerglings in your base is much worse than none. And
does he? No, he does not. No. But he gets all of those probes to come off of the line there. And to be honest with you, that's better than nothing.
That is much. Wow, can't talk. Definitely much better than nothing. And Kessler going for a lot of sentries. He's got, what, 6 sentries and 1 zealot? That's his composition. And I am intrigued by it. I'm not entirely sure what to think of it. He's got hallucination on the way, which he could make an appearing, a ginormous-looking army appear that he doesn't actually have.
Yes, that would... He's got to be careful of that, though. With early game, you have to be smart, especially if Krom, I know he's got some game knowledge here, from the game. He knows that 4 Colossus are not going to be out this early. So obviously, Kessler has to be very careful with that.
Oh, and the Guardian Shields, and it looks like he's going to pull back, and the Force Field's going to go down, giving you able to take down those 2 roaches, no problem. So he's going to be able to use those force fields very effectively to essentially draw and quarter his opponent in half.
Yeah, very smart move there by Kessler. Krom just queuing a bunch of roaches to the front, but he's gonna press in with so few roaches right now. He needs to pull back, get all these roaches together, and there he goes. Gonna target down some of those sentries. Got 4 of them down now, almost all of them now.
But Stalkers are coming out on the field, and this is going to be interesting to see as we've got pretty much equal number of roaches and Stalkers, and I'm not sure how the exchange is going to go. It looks like Krom is going to come out on the bottom end of this as those probes are going to move in, and are they going to get the surround? Those roaches are going to perish pretty quickly to these Stalkers, actually. So,
and those probes just saying, "For the Protoss," and charging in very, very...
my life for Iron.
Yeah, just a lot of courage from these robot probes here.
Looks like we're going to see a Zergling and Roach composition coming out of Krom this time, and that's going to be a better composition, especially against Stalkers.
Absolutely. Pressing in right now, Krom could probably overpower. Actually,
even with
he
that
would
Immortal,
overpower, yeah.
Even with that Immortal, I mean, the Immortal would very, very quickly fall to this primarily Zergling army. A good composition switch there by Krom. Is he going to get the surround? He's going to go actually right for the hard line. He's going to go right for those probes. Actually, he's changing it up. Going to try and get the surround. Those Stalkers are in trouble as well as these probes, which are going to try and do some damage, but...
And really what he needs to do right now is take those roaches and get that... Oh, and he gets the Immortal! Krom pressuring so hard right now, and Kessler just does not have the unit composition to... Oh, and wow, just taking all of those probes and pressing them forward. Cannot get a surround, though, so those Zerglings are just going to eat away at these probes, and here they go. Here's the GG by Kessler, and Krom moving on. Wow.
Some good pressure there, good early game pressure, and I especially really liked that unit composition switch that was going to be able to doom those Stalkers, especially because they didn't have Blink.
Absolutely.
Able to do a lot of damage, and Immortals, they don't do so well against little crawlers. The little Zerglings just kind of nom their way through those shields pretty quickly.
Yes. Alright, so let's just get into the next game. Let's take a look here at the brackets. Just reload this real quick. So we're already to the round of 16, and only one more game needing to be played for the round of 8. Grimborn and Grimborn falling. Team Madness's Grimborn falling to Frost. Firepoon and Mookie are supposed to have played. Not sure if they played yet. But let's go ahead and find the next match.